Looks like I'm drinking piss. Because I am. So this topic kind of came to mind after the whole Colleen Ballinger apology situation and a recent trend on TikTok, which Pinky Doll has been the primary focus of. But I feel one of the biggest differences of these two platforms is the audience and how the audience develops in relation to the influencer who they follow. So on YouTube side, you got Colleen Ballinger. On TikTok side, you got Pinky Doll. I've just picked these two influencers because they're kind of just some more recent people, but I'm sure that there are other examples that you could take that would show the opposite of what I'm going to say, but, you know, I'm still trying to give my points here. And speaking of points, why don't you point yourself right at that like and subscribe button, especially if you enjoy the video. You know, I'd make random videos like this sometimes, or I just pick a topic and go. It genuinely does help the video out and like pushes it up in the algorithm as much as people always talk about it. It does help, so any support in that regard would be greatly appreciated. First thing I'm going to say right off the bat, just so that there's no confusion here, I like TikTok. I post to TikTok occasionally. I'm not one of those people that's like, it's stealing all your data. Mark Zuckerberg is stealing all your data too, so, you know, whatever. But TikTok, by its nature, encourages a low-effort interaction with influencers or with creators. It's very easy to open TikTok, to follow someone immediately, and then just see if they kind of work their way back into your algorithm. If you watch them more, they'll appear back. But one thing I find from my own experience from TikTok is I don't connect with creators on the platform. I may follow creators, but I don't go to the effort of learning creators' names. It's just kind of a case of their face shows up. I'm like, oh, this person. And then I like their video and then I move on. There are definitely creators who I find entertaining and who I'd find myself repeatedly watching, but I still don't find myself invested in them. This is kind of why I mentioned these creators at the start. The TikTok audience, in terms of the connecting with their creators, I feel is a big contrast to what happens on the YouTube side. When I think about Colleen Ballinger's career and how she managed to have a career not just off of YouTube, but off of doing tours. She had streams on Spotify. She had a TV show, which... how did that happen? These are all things that her audience got invested enough in her to follow up with these other avenues of supporting a creator that they enjoy. Whereas on the TikTok side, someone like Pinky Doll, who's kind of at the forefront of this latest weird trend that I really don't like, I don't feel like people would go to a live show of Pinky Doll, stupid as that sounds. I can't think of any TikTok creators who have gone on tour and, you know, done something unique like that. The only exception is maybe comedians or maybe musicians, but no one that's specifically there that's like, hey, I'm a TikTok creator, come and see me in wherever the hell. There was even that story, I can't remember, this is like three or 4 years back, of a TikTok star who she had set up a meet and greet and no one showed up. That's the perfect example of what I'm trying to show here. You know, you could have 1 million followers on TikTok, but it doesn't really mean much in person, whereas I feel the 1 million follower point on YouTube is much more valuable in terms of the audience that you have. And YouTube is designed for that long-term engagement. You want a weird 5-hour-long analysis video of a movie or TV show or a book that you love, then YouTube is the place to go. I mean, you're going to find someone who's going to have gone to the effort of making a really ridiculous in-depth analysis. Because YouTube is a platform that encourages that long-term engagement, if you imagine a graph of like the level of effort along with the amount of time spent with a creator, that I feel that YouTube really works with, where the more time that a viewer spends with the creator, the greater level of effort they are willing to make to support that creator. Whereas TikTok, I don't feel, breaches that graph enough in order to get viewers over that level of viewership to support the creator. In saying all of that, I feel like this is also why streamers on Twitch also develop such a great audience that will like support them through any amount of things in some cases, because there is that massively extended period that audiences are willing to spend with those creators. That, you know, it's like developing a friendship. It's a relationship because the audience spends so much time with the person, and depending on the streamer, they are sharing themselves in a very honest way that I think that appeals to people in a certain way, and that they are willing to spend more time with people and support them in ways. So while I think that TikTok is a great platform in terms of discoverability, it's not a place that easily builds those long form relationships quickly compared to something like YouTube or Twitch. There's definitely a lot of entertainment to be provided because it's a lot of like short bursts of different creators. But I feel that the number of successful influencers and creators on the platform is on a smaller scale of the successful creators on YouTube, because you have to make so many TikToks in order to equal that time spent with a creator as you would on YouTube. I feel that that's such a disadvantage of TikTok in its own way. And while I think that TikTok has definitely changed the game because, YouTube has ripped it off, Instagram's ripped it off, Facebook's ripped it off, I think that YouTube acts as more of a bridge to the traditional kind of media that will always keep it more in the zeitgeist compared to TikTok. Everyone enjoys TV shows and movies, and I feel that YouTube is closer to that side of things than TikTok. And I feel that that's why YouTube will always keep that level of success, because it is a bit more like traditional media in that way. But I think if you look at like the scale of time in relation to TikTok and YouTube, I think that over the long term, YouTube will always keep that more dedicated audience to their creators. Whereas TikTok, everything is a passing trend. The latest sound to use, the latest video effect to use, everything, like the latest edit to do, that's all stuff that just has to keep moving. Like if you're not willing to churn out stuff that meets those new trends, you're going to fall off very quickly. And I think that while that definitely happens on YouTube also, well, on YouTube you can create a much more specific niche that I think can get you that audience. And that's the thing. If you're willing to keep up with stuff on TikTok, I'm sure that you will definitely develop a good audience, but it's something that you have to keep so on top of. The trends change so fast, whereas building a dedicated audience is the stuff that will get you that long-term success in relation to video creation.